So you be sparring folks and junk, or you just do the practice stuff?
I haven't sparred in a couple months, but
How long you been doing it?
I've been doing Muay Thai since last November.
Okay.
And boxing probably for the last 3 or 4 months.
And what's the
I don't know how
frequency on
long.
these things?
Muay Thai changed. It was twice a week, and then they started cutting his hours, so then it became once a week.
Okay.
So I started doing Muay Thai once a week, and then at the most I was either doing Muay Thai twice a week and boxing once, but now I'm doing Muay Thai once, boxing twice.
Which one do you like more?
It's different. But boxing is more applicable, I think, because it's like with your hands.
Yeah.
But Muay Thai is just super tiring because using your legs is like I'd be dead at the end of those classes, and you have to kind of like kill the nerves on your shins.
Yeah, your shins. That's the hard. That what seems like it would hurt the whole time.
So when I first started, I couldn't do anything for the rest of the day. I would just ice my legs. But then it got to a point where I could go to class and then like go upstairs and play something else. I was into racquetball randomly too.
That's awesome.
I really like racquetball.
I want to learn how to play pickleball. I've never played before.
I've never played that either.
I've watched somebody play it one time. I was like, I think I would like this.
Yeah, because it's like tennis with less running.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
I have paddles and balls in my trunk.
you play
play
pickleball?
I just got
just
it to
have
play
How
it.
are you so random?
Because I have a child, and it was like, let's try to play. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't played with an adult yet.
Oh.
Do you you have like access to a pickleball court? Where are those?
Same as
Such a
tennis
good
court.
question.
Just grab a tennis court.
You
Tennis
play
court. You play on a tennis court? I
Isn't that
thought this-
tennis?
Yeah, exactly.
No, but I'm just saying, like, they look all similar. If you're gonna,
I know
Pickleball
there's the ones in
rackets are
Venice.
smaller,
There's-
right?
Venice
Yeah.
has pickleball courts. I know that.
Yeah, but who goes to Venice?
Nobody.
West
That's the
Side.
only place I've seen them. That's all I'm saying. Like it's like now people out there playing on them all the time.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't even know where tennis courts are nowadays. Besides like trendy parks. I feel like pickleball courts are probably very common in white neighborhoods now.
Probably, yeah. I'm trying to get my dad into it because he just retired and he don't do shit. But he's like,
Pickleball?
yeah, my dad's like almost damn near a professional table tennis player.
Really?
Yeah, he's really good. So I play table tennis, and so like I've never met somebody in person that could beat my left hand, and I'm right-handed because I grew up playing competitive table tennis, right?
Oh, shit.
And so, interestingly enough, my dad, I've never beaten my dad's left hand with my right hand.
But you're better with your left hand.
I'm better with my right hand.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So I'm right-handed. I'm much better right-handed as a table tennis player. In real life, you know, you walk around talking shit with people, whatever. I've never met somebody that could beat my left hand. My left hand is not very good.
Okay, that's what you were saying.
Yeah.
Okay,
So, but
for
my
sure.
right hand is really good. But my dad, his left hand is not as good as his right. My dad beats my right hand with his left.
Oh, so he's just that good.
Yeah, he's that guy.
You don't like golf? My dad's super into golf.
Nah, he's my dad is trash at golf.
Damn. What up, y'all? I'm Patrick Cloud, and this is Damn Internet You Scary. Tahir shaved.
And got darker. You know what I'm saying? I got some sun. You know what I'm saying? Been outside. We out here.
Now we got a guest co-host you guys are very familiar with. Writer, producer, studio runner, show runner, podcast host. What else he do?
I didn't even know I wrote. That was like you just taught me some stuff. That's amazing.
I thought you did some writing.
I have no patience to sit and write
Take that
anything. I'll take it though.
I've never heard somebody deduce their intro.
I just gotta keep it real because then somebody's gonna be
cut that
like,
out.
Brennan, could you help me write this? Like, heck no, bro. Like GPT.
I thought
baby?
there was some projects that you were writing. But,
My GPT goes crazy. That's what I'll say. I don't write nothing.
but we got everyone's favorite how to nerd. I can't even say that's weird to say everyone's favorite how to nerd guest. That's kind of disrespectful.
Host?
Host, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's favorite nerd, Brennon, is here.
Yay! What up, y'all?
We actually got 2/3 of how to nerd in here because we got Hippie on the ones and twos.
what up?
Yeah?
Sue?
What you been nerding out about, man?
You know, honestly, I have been nerding out about a lot of stuff lately. Like, I've been nerding out about military jets. I've been nerding out about policy because I went to school
Policy?
Bro, I went to school for political science. And right now,
Oh.
I'm not going to go deep into it because I know nobody cares, which is a huge problem. But either way, I'll say that right now, in the past like 2 to 3 months, have been probably the most interesting policy time in our lifetimes. by
With the
far.
like nuclear war threats and all that.
There's so much shit going on right now. Like it's just like bombing Iran, destroying Gaza.
That was
you know,
a crazy couple weeks.
Yeah, passing bills that are going to fundamentally change how we see life as Americans, and nobody
Man.
really knows anything about it. And so it's like somebody who studies it and pays attention to it. I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
What if I said you could
scarier
lose
when you
8 pounds
actually
without eating food?
You know, it's like, it's
Because us
scary.
casuals, it's pretty scary too. But it's, we can ignore it.
Well, it's kind of hard to be scared of something when you're like, this is unprecedented. So like it seems scary, but you don't know because it's never happened. So you're just like, hopefully it's not what I think it's going to be. It's kind of the energy, but you don't really know.
LA is going through it. I mean, we 6 months in, we almost had to flee twice.
Yeah. Yeah. You're
I
right.
remember I really started getting my shit together earlier this year when we had the fires.
Yep.
Because I realized I didn't have like a bag of emergency stuff I could
Oh,
just
you don't have
grab.
a go bag? You got to have it's not even about the fires. It's about the earthquakes out here, bro. You got to have a go bag.
Anything.
Yeah.
I mean, and which is crazy because I watch Narcos. All the niggas,
They all got to go
all
bag.
the niggas they punch a wall and they grab a bag full of money and supplies. So yeah, I made one back in January.
Nice.
For completely different reasons, and I had to study.
What's in your bag?
So they were different. So when it was fire, I had a bunch of masks. I had the fire blankets and the fire cloths in case you don't have a mask. Small amounts of clothing because you don't want to pack like most of it with clothing.
Yep.
Stuff like socks, flashlights, batteries. I had weapons.
Yeah.
It was stupid. It was like there was a fire threat, and I packed a bow and arrow. Because for me, okay.
Walking Dead. Go on.
For me, disaster goes two ways based on no information, just the movies I've watched.
Okay.
When a disaster gets bad enough, then you have to worry about humans.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So once I started seeing that people were starting their own fires and there was just like a potential of like looting and stuff like that, I was like, okay, I got to worry about fires and people, right?
Yep.
Same for the nuclear thing, So when the nuclear thing came around, the packing got a little different. I had to learn about like nuclear fallout. So I have a lot of duct tape. I had no idea how important duct tape was in nuclear war.
Teach me. I don't know. How important is duct tape?
So apparently, if there's a nuclear bomb that goes off, you're not supposed to go out for at least 48 to 72 hours.
Okay.
And what happens is because the bomb, first of all, when the bomb happens, you're not even supposed to look at it. You're supposed to like crouch with your feet pointed towards it. And it's crazy. Like you have to have your mouth open because there's a pressure wave that happens that can pop your lungs.
Jesus
It's crazy
Christ.
stuff.
Yeah.
But apparently, after the bomb, a bunch of stuff called nuclear fallout starts coming in, and that's all the radiation. And duct tape is super important because you're supposed to seal the windows and your doors
So none of it
because
gets
the
inside.
radiation can seep through. And then duct tape has a lot of other uses. So that's basically it's like tarps. And then I started just going into basic survival stuff of like iodine tablets and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, so I mean, I like that you just skimmed over duct tape has a lot of other uses, like you ain't gonna be kidnapping motherfuckers and shit. Like the way you
I mean,
said
it
it, you're
just
just
holds
like,
a
yeah,
bunch
you
of shit
know, the
together.
doors and things like that.
It just
And you know
holds
what
a
I'm
bunch
saying?
of
It's
shit together.
people, and then other things. You know what I'm saying? In case somebody yapping off the mouth with shit they shouldn't have said, or trying to take something from you, then you got duct tape. You know what I'm saying?
What's actually crazy is this is, I guess, what I've been nerding out about. It's
Sounds
just
like it, yeah.
Emergencies, basic first aid. Like I've really been into that kind of stuff. And also Demon Slayer, just thrown in there.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Demon
I can
Slayer.
go.
I've gotta
I can go
catch up.
crazy on
I've
Demon
gotta catch
Slayer.
I went. How many episodes have you? You've probably been.
I mean, I've seen the first season.
Okay, so yeah, I'm not even
I've seen
close
the
to
second one.
finishing
Yeah,
the first
okay.
season.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow! You're a baby.
Well, here's what happened. I watched the first 10 to 12 episodes, maybe 15. Yeah, I think I watched the first 15.
Okay.
10 episodes, fire.
Right.
Art, fire. Characters, fire. And then they introduce that whiny.
Zenitsu.
Oh my god.
Crying.
That's what I told Brennan. I was like, I hate
Zenitsu.
him.
Yeah.
It's
You're gonna
like-
learn to love him though.
It's like somebody literally like kicked the door in on the writer's room and was like, I got a character that can fuck all this up. Who wants to hear about him?
That's real.
And
That's
I
real. That's how I felt
stopped.
too. That's how I felt too.
I told everybody who was a fan was like, he gets better. Just suffer through it. Just suffer through it. I started it over last weekend, and I made it through. It seems like they really played him up so that when he flips,
Yep.
it's
that's
different.
That's what they did. Yeah.
So and this probably sounds like nonsense to anybody who doesn't watch it, but overall, I'm back locked in.
I think
Yeah.
that there is a progression of this show that's the most difficult part of the show is getting Zenitsu, like
Oh,
getting
he's
him
so annoying.
easily the hardest part of the show. But after that, bro, like it's just they throwing hands now.
I'm in the entertainment district arc. I'm just in the middle.
Oh, that's
of
a good
that.
one. That's a
Yeah,
good one.
I'm in the
Demon
middle.
District Arc.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
in
That
the
one
Go to
goes-
downtown.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's downtown LA. They go crazy.
Damn.
No, but Hippie, that actually has one of the most. It won a bunch of awards, but the ending of that arc has one of the most beautiful fight scenes in anime history.
Really?
And it's just gorgeous. And so
That arc won awards?
the
Or
you know,
just
the,
Demon
the
Slayer?
fight. I believe the fight. Like they were just like the animation.
shit.
The animation for that season, I believe, is what won. But the reason it won is because of that, like how that arc ended. And it's incredible. Like so, you buckle up, and that's the guy who's the main Hashira for that one. I love that dude. So you'll see. There's like they kind of like line up Hashira with different people they're gonna fight. It's like it's not giving anything away, but I'll say is that the show just keeps getting better. Is what is how.
I mean, the writing is solid. I'm really into like TV now. I just started Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Oh, that's a good show.
I'm actually having fun watching it. I was like,
I didn't think it was gonna be so black.
Yeah,
to be honest.
No, for real though. For real though. I'm super okay. So that's the 3 nerd things.
Yeah, you went in. Yeah.
Marvel, because I'm just doing a bunch of random Marvel stuff right now.
All right.
Marvel, Nuclear War, and Emergencies,
Slayer?
and Demon Slayers. Yep.
That's a really good. I like. Honestly,
Pretty well rounded.
I'm gonna be honest. Those 3 things are 3 things that I have absolutely nerded out about, like excessively. So I've watched all of Demon Slayer. Definitely got my go bags. Mine have always been featured around earthquakes because I played the game of likelihood. It's like what's the most likely thing that's going to happen,
Right.
not what is anything that could happen. Because it's like you're right. There could be the fires that could affect us, but the amount of city that the fires have to burn through to be able to get to where I live, which is just absurd.
Sure.
Like if it gets that far, then there's nothing I'm going to be able to pack to be able to help me anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then like when it comes to like the nuclear fallout, chances like for me, I've always had the dream if there's going to be a nuclear war, I want the first warhead to drop like right on the ceiling of wherever I am. So I don't see it, I don't feel it, I don't even hear it, I don't even want to. I don't want to. I don't want to live in the nuclear fallout world.
I played the game Fallout. I feel
And
like
do
I have.
you want to live in that
watched
world?
the show?
I have some.
The
reference.
show is so good.
The show is pretty fire. I haven't finished it though. I don't finish
Man, you don't
things.
finish. What is this non-committal? Like
I don't finish
you just start
things.
stuff. You're just like, yeah.
I'm like, this is a good show. But
But how
I mean,
did you get
it's
like what part were you just like, all right, I'm out? Like how like that show was so good to me. Like how did you just drop out? What part?
Guys, listen to me. Don't you want to enter the room dick first? Does that make you uncomfortable? Do you want a long, hard, throbbing cock? Well, Blue Chew is here to help you with just the hard part, okay? Blue Chew it's not just a tablet, all right? This is a whole cheat code for your crotch and genitals, all right? Stronger, harder, longer lasting. It's like someone gave your downstairs a pep talk and a gym membership. Blue Chew is the original brand offering chewable tablets for better sex, okay? You want better sex, right? Your sex right now is probably trash. Blue Chew is here with a cape to help you, okay? Last time I took a Blue Chew, my dick got sponsored by an energy drink company and refused to do missionary, saying it was bad for the brand. Extreme positions only. Like this one, I carry my Encyclopedia Bricktanica everywhere. Sometimes I take a Blue Chew to make standing in line easier. Something to lean on. Tripod pet. Another one, you ever tried to tuck in a submarine? I tried Blue Chew, and now my hog has a zip code and voting rights. Ha-sha-sha, okay? Guys, this is not just about performance, it's about legacy, okay? Or third legacy. Give her group chat something to talk about. You know when you lay it down, they're talking about how it gets up. Nothing makes you more of a legend than a little Blue Chew. Discover your options at bluechew.com, okay? Before we go to the verbatim stuff, I just want to say that this is actually the company that Tahir and I really do stand behind 10 toes, okay? Ever since we first started working with them 6 years ago, we have been on their client list. They don't send it to us for free. We do the ads, and we are actual customers, okay? Blue Chew is actually very, very good product. And we've got a special deal for our listeners, okay? So as always, get your first month of Blue Chew free. Just use the promo code DIYS at checkout and pay $5 for shipping. And that's it. Join Blue Chew's mission to upgrade humanity one thrust at a time. Head to bluechew.com for details and safety info. And big thanks to Blue Chew for sponsoring this podcast.
You don't even know, do you?
It was probably like 4 or 5 episodes after the monster in the water.
Okay, with the tentacles and shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
almost done. That's like you're almost at the
Yeah,
end.
I think
You
I
only
watched
have a
like
couple
half
more.
of it.
No, that's more than half. You're probably like pretty close to the end.
Yeah.
You might as well finish it, bro. It's good.
Yeah. Did you play the game though?
I did not, but the
Okay.
show makes me want to go back and play the game. And I hear that I have to go play 4.
That's what I'm saying.
first.
I think I'd be fine.
You think you'd be fine because you played the video game?
Played the video game. I did the research.
Have you played Call of Duty?
Of course.
You think you'd be good at war?
Yeah.
You think so? It's just like, all right, let's go.
I think that I just have to get over the fear part because there's no fear in Call of Duty because you can just respawn.
Yes.
But if you can't respawn, I think that would be my main. That's the reason why I think I can't do it is because I would be scared.
That's
But
the absolute reason I wouldn't be able to do it.
I think strategy wise, I'm good with.
Scared of dying or scared of killing?
I think I could kill somebody.
You think you could?
Mhm.
Okay.
I'd probably be haunted by it and stuff, but I think that the act itself, I think I could do it.
I like the way that
I don't think I could just randomly do it, but I think that if it was like a scenario where I'm protecting myself or somebody else, I think I could do it.
I think it was amazing how casually you just raised your shoulders. I think I could kill somebody.
No, I think I can. I mean, I don't want to downplay it because I know there's people out here like in the army and just I guess regularly that kill people. And
Yeah.
like, I'm not saying like, oh, I'm built.
No,
for
you
that.
said you'd be haunted by it, but
Yeah,
you
yeah,
also
yeah.
said exceptionally casually. But, you know,
I think I could. Yeah.
if you had to, I say for sure. Like when you have to, I think the same. If I had to, then I could. But like that,
It'd be terrible, yeah.
I'm as worried about that as being killed. In my eyes, when I think about war, is because I know I'm gonna be messed up after I
Right.
do that. I'm gonna be messed up for a long time. And so it's like, what's the life I'm living after that? Even if I do survive the war, you know, that's
Right.
what I think about.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I'll ever be in a scenario like Call of Duty. You know what's
We hope not.
crazy? I think that like person to person war is gonna go extinct. You know,
Absolutely, it's
like
gonna
the
be, yeah.
whole
Conventional war is what we call
yeah,
it.
like side on this side, and like running towards each other. Like
No, that's
that was
over.
very primitive.
Yeah, that's just
it's
over,
like all
bro.
computers now. Like my computers just blew up your computers.
Yep.
And then your computers blew up my computers, and I think that's fine.
I think it's more
think that's
like
better.
It's just like if you've seen the Animatrix, you know, it's like some of those scenarios where it's just like the robots are doing all the fighting, but then the robots have sentience and they get so smart that's what the Matrix started on. It's just
Right.
like we built them for war, but we gave them brains, and then they were just like, why are we fighting each other when the real problem is y'all? You know?
Yeah, I actually just said recently that Terminator probably has the scariest future visuals of like just like everything on fire, these crazy guys like shooting everything and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But that's definitely not how AI would take over.
No.
That seems like the least efficient way.
That's the way that's the way that humans would think AI would take over.
Right.
That is not the way that AI would actually do it. AI would just say, no, we control all aspects of your life. You know, like this is what it is. You are more or less a battery for us now, and you live within the parameters we say because this is what we say.
I actually just saw a story about ChatGPT and the effects it has on the brain and how it's making us like dumber a little bit.
I think I read the same article talking about the
which
university
is-
students.
and
Yeah,
it makes
I read
it
that.
makes
I read that.
perfect sense because GPS made me a worse driver in terms of direction.
Oh yeah,
because I'm
100%.
so like dependent on it, you
Yeah.
know. And I feel like the easier things go, like as a creative. Now it's like I'm seeing like, oh, ChatGPT, you just need to guide it. You have to have a creative mind to guide it to something creative.
Yep.
So I started using it for brainstorms and stuff and came out with some cool stuff. But then I saw that and I was like, all right, I need to go back to just like good old fashioned, just sitting there thinking.
I think it's meeting in the middle though, because I think GPS does allow a level of convenience in our lives that should not go away. But I do think, you know, like you should know how to read a map. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like for me, that's the way I look at it. It's like I know how to read a map. So I don't memorize. Like Einstein said, he never memorized anything that he could look up. And so for me, I don't think I need to memorize directions to any places that I go to.
Sure.
I always could use my GPS. And if I can't use my GPS, I keep an analog map in my car that I
Do
know
you
how
really?
to use. Absolutely.
Like
I
the
have-
big fold out ones?
yeah, big fold out
McNally's.
one. Yeah, it's like I have one for all of California and I have one for Los Angeles County. And so for me, I'm just like,
Smart.
I can open up Los Angeles County, I can look around me and say, what street is that? What street is that? Okay, that's where I am. You know what I'm saying? I need to get to here, so I need to
In case the
get.
computers take over.
Yeah, I'm just ready. Well,
I think
not.
it's the same thing with the cameras in cars. People don't know how to like back up or do things like
Yeah.
manually without the camera because they're so used to
Ooh.
that.
I don't.
Yeah,
okay.
Parallel parking and stuff.
I was gifted a minivan from my grandmother, and the first thing I did was put a backup camera on it because it was like a 2005 Honda Odyssey, like the one from Deadpool.
Does it have windows?
Yeah, it has windows.
Okay,
You can
good.
see through the back. But
Okay,
it's
good.
like
Just
it's
making
just I'm like if I'm backing up, I don't. Who does this anymore?
Right.
Wait, is that your bag?
It's cool, right?
That is the dopest bag. That's Naruto, right? Of
course.
Gaara. Yeah, it's the sand dude, right? I don't even watch Naruto, but I know about that
Really?
guy.
No Naruto?
Not yet.
With a show called How to Nerd?
There's a reason.
Because you
He's-
grew up
he's
with Dragon Ball
branching.
Z?
No. So during the time when Naruto was fire was when I was early in my college years, right? And I started watching Bleach first. And so I was watching Bleach, and I had a friend who started watching Naruto, and I was telling him about Bleach, and he was insufferable about it. He was just like, man, you don't know what the hell you talking about. Your show is trash. Naruto's the greatest thing that's ever happened. You're stupid. And I was like, you know what? I'm never watching that show.
That's the problem with anime for me is like people choose sides.
Yeah.
And that's why I didn't watch Naruto growing up because I was like, Dragon Ball Z is better. And I just realized that like we have such FOMO as people that we will completely like diss something that we know nothing about just because we're mad we're not in the fan base. I see that with everything, even like music. Like niggas who are really excited about an artist dropping, if you're not a part of that community, that's where like the trolls come from. Like, he's trash. If you ask most people who say on the internet that something is trash and then ask them, well, what was trash about it? They probably will say that they never watched it, listened to it, whatever.
Yeah, they're just trolling just to troll.
Not
Yeah.
even trolling. Like, I feel like it's FOMO. I feel like people are just like, they can't handle the fact that they're not a part of the hype with movies, literally with everything. But then what's crazy is that it's like Men in Black, like memory erase, because as soon as something that they're interested in comes out, they have the same reaction. They nerd out. The community is talking about it. And then they have outside people like, that shit weak. And it's like, you didn't you didn't listen to it, you didn't watch it, you just aren't a part of it, and that's how you can be a part of it, is by trashing it. And it's probably one of the most toxic thing about entertainment on social media, period.
I can see that. No, I'm no arguments there. That definitely happens. That's real.
Yeah.
And I've probably been guilty of it sometimes. I mean, I shouldn't say I'm guilty, because for example, I haven't watched Naruto, but I was just like, I respect it. I know Naruto built a lot of the things that I watch now and was built from it. I've seen enough references and seen enough things in popular culture. I know Naruto was good.
If a nigga just told me, if
I'm clipping that because
What?
you've said the exact opposite of that before.
Cap.
I have? I said
Yes.
I haven't
Cap
seen it. How can I
caller.
talk? No, for example. So wait, hold on. Here's what so you can go ahead and clip that, but make sure you add this part too. Is I watched the first 30 episodes of Naruto.
that's giving it a chance.
Yes, it is. And it wasn't good. And the reason it wasn't good, the first 30 episodes, if you don't remember, which most people don't seem to remember, that nothing really happens in the first 30 episodes of Naruto, and it moves exceptionally slow because
Honestly,
it's old.
After being such a diehard Dragon Ball Z fan, and we're not going to talk about anime the whole time, guys. Just give us a second.
I agree with what you're about to say. I know where you're going with it.
After watching Dragon Ball Z for so long, and then not giving Naruto a chance because it was trying to take the throne, when I finally gave it a chance, I was like, this is good ass writing.
Yeah.
Like Dragon Ball Z was like, new alien is strong as hell, stronger than Goku. Oh wait, no, he's not.
That's it.
That's literally every season.
Oh, you died.
Oh,
Wish him
this
back.
guy's strong as hell. Oh, now Goku's screaming. No, it's okay. That's it. And then like some filler episodes where they're in the city wearing shirts.
Yeah.
But then Naruto, I'm like, yo, this plot is really good. Like the writing is good, and that's when I really got into anime, because I was like, oh, it's not just like
Screaming and powering up.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's actually story driven. And if a nigga just told me it's about a ninja school and a bunch of little kid ninjas trying to be like with different powers, I would have been watched it as a kid. It was just never explained to me like that.
No, and the thing is, like, I see what they were building. I watched the first 30 episodes, and it's just, I did it recently. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm watching Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm watching Solo Leveling. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching My Hero Academia. And then it's like, all right, cool. Go back to the original Naruto first 30 episodes.
Damn, I've never even heard of Solo Leveling.
You never heard of Solo Leveling?
That's fire.
That's, like, the best thing that's coming out right now. Might be one of the best first seasons in anime history. I stand on that.
I heard Bleach is ending.
It is. Thousand Year
Still
Blood.
going?
1,000 Year Blood, yeah. 1,000 Year Blood War.
Isn't that from the 90s?
Early 2000s, and it had a long run in the 90s, but then it stopped for like 15 years.
I like
and then it
Bleach.
just came back. The 1,000 Year Blood War is crazy.
Okay.
Like, it goes insane.
I did watch a little bit of Bleach because I was like, no, nigga, this is killing ghosts for sure.
Yeah, but I said we can get off anime if you want. 'Cause I know I'll be on this all day, so you already know.
Well, I mean, I think we could move on to the next thing that I hold nerdily close to my heart is conspiracies.
Oh goodness.
Shout out to Hippie. We have a new segment called Damn, That's Creepy. And today,
you said that with your chest.
today we are just going to be talking about creepy things that happen in California. We have three stories. I'm not sure if I got it on my phone. I was like, I'm not sure if my eyes are built like that.
Hold on, let me see if I can make
In
this bigger.
1947,
So-
22-year-old Elizabeth.
Does that help?
There you go.
Yeah, that's actually much better. Two of these I'm familiar with. One I've never heard of, so I'm excited about that one. Let's do that one third.
Okay.
The first one happened in Los Angeles, and I knew about this, but I didn't know it happened in Leimert Park,
Okay.
which is down the street from my mama's house.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
That's Black LA.
This is the Black Dahlia. The Black Dahlia haunting. This happened in 1947. A 22-year-old named Elizabeth Short, later dubbed the Black Dahlia, was found brutally murdered and mutilated in Leimert Park. Her body was bisected at the waist. Does that mean cut in two?
Yes.
Bisected at the waist, drained of blood, and surgically posed. The crime was so shocking that it became one of the most infamous unsolved murders in U.S. history.
Oh, unsolved. That's fun. Okay.
The creepy angle. The case is cold, but the lore is hot. Rumors say the spirit of Elizabeth Short haunts the Biltmore Hotel where she was last seen, and the Soden house, rumored site of her murder, which was owned by a doctor and possible suspect. Guests claim to see a woman in black gliding through hallways or vanishing into walls. That's really scary. You know what's crazy? For me, ghosts, when you describe the color they're wearing, it becomes scarier. I don't know why. Woman in red, woman in white.
I agree with that.
You know,
100%. Well, I think it gives a reality to it. It gives a touch of reality. Because you're like ghosts, and your mind just kind of like apparitions floating around. It's
Right.
Like, it's a red cloak, and you're like, oh shit, there it is.
Yeah, but
You know
I
what I'm
also
saying?
think you can't be too specific on the clothing. That
No.
takes away from it. Woman in black is better than like if it was like woman in black jeans, you'd be like,
Yeah, good point. Good point. Good point.
you're like,
But I
there's
think
a
it
man
depends-
in a white tee that we see in the
White
hallways.
tee?
It's like,
Yep, my white tee. I think there could be some scary clothes though, because if you're like in a, like an apparition in a red shawl or whatever, shawl kind of thing, I'd be like, kind of scary. But or like a
yeah, but shawl, dress, all that stuff is kind of what you expect. That's what you automatically think when you think
Yeah,
of
but
a
if you're
ghost.
saying
like something
jeans and
full-
stuff, it's like they're
that's what I'm
contemporary.
saying. Like you can't
Yeah.
be like a woman in black shoes. it's like oh yeah, I'll look out for her. So here's the conspiracy. Was it Dr. George Hodel? His own son, an LAPD detective, claimed so, and found disturbing photos in his belongings. Whoa. Okay, so this was the
Wait.
detective's son?
George Hodel, his own son, and
was the
LSPD. No,
detective.
his son is a detective.
Yes.
Oh.
Wait, if he's no, that's bullshit. If he's a
Yeah.
detective, then he could have outed him.
Yeah,
That's
him,
it.
do
But
some
it's-
detective work.
You're a detective.
It said he claimed so. And
Yeah, he
found
didn't prove it though.
disturbing
His whole
photos.
job's to fucking prove it. So no, I'm done with
Well,
that
his-
conspiracy.
And it's your dad?
Yeah, exactly. I found some weird photos with my dad, so he probably killed this woman. Like, nah.
I mean, he
bro.
could be right. She was bisected, drained of blood, and
Surgically posed.
this is season 1 of Dexter, right? The
Yeah,
ice truck killer. He was a doctor.
Yeah,
You kind of have to be.
yeah. To do all that, you kind of probably got to be a doctor.
Some believe a Hollywood cover-up was involved. Hodel had connections to city officials and celebrities, so that one's still about Hodel. Others think the murder was part of a larger ritualistic or occult act. That could okay. Here's the takeaway: a real murder, a ghostly aftermath, an elite cover-up. LA's got horror stories even the studios wouldn't dare greenlight. That was like a movie exit.
Yeah, it really was.
Here's the thing about this is two things that I like about this story. Number one, serial killers with like also an impressive career is way cooler than just a serial
I
killer.
think it's way more scary.
No, it's super scary. That's why I
Yeah.
think it's cooler because
Yeah.
like if you think of like a serial killer that's just like at a trailer park.
Yeah.
And he just goes out and kills hookers and stuff.
I think it's harder, but I'd actually argue that it's harder for that person to be a serial killer because when you have like a real, like an actual impressive career, like I'm a
got
doctor,
stuff
I'm
to
an
do.
engineer. Well, it's not that you have stuff to do; is that you've had to work with highly efficient people
Yeah.
that are good and smart and thoughtful. So that means
Right.
that you can be thoughtful about what you're doing, and you've been trained to do that, as well as be able to cover up your footsteps.
That's why it's cool. Wait, you're saying reasons why it's cooler, right?
No, I'm saying reasons why it's more feasible that you have to have that.
Oh.
Because it's like there's not going to be. I guarantee you, when you look at like the people who've been successful mass murderers,
Yeah.
most of them have probably were professionals because like otherwise they don't have the resources to be able to continuously do this over a period of time and continuously not get caught. You have to be very detail oriented not to be
Right,
caught.
because you're not just off the grid killing people and
Yeah.
no one's ever heard of you. Like you have patience.
Yes.
And what's crazy about it is like you damn near went to medical school. The reason why I think it's interesting is like I don't think people become a doctor and then become serial killers. Like a lot of the times it'd be like you'd be seeing signs from little kids.
Right.
That means that nigga went to medical school to become a better serial killer.
Yeah.
Like he
Yeah.
had that in mind and actually
like cutting people.
learned a crazy hard skill that most people can't do just to actually help people. It's hard to do if you really just wanted to be a doctor, but he was a doctor so that he could be a more efficient serial killer, which ends up getting you caught faster.
There's a world there though where you could be like, I'm a kid and I just am interested in blood. You know,
Serial killer already, just not. Yeah.
Just for being interested in blood, you're
But
a serial
not
killer?
fully developed yet. Because you know how
Okay.
they see like niggas be microwaving birds and killing
Wait,
bugs.
what? Niggas microwave birds?
A lot of with serial killers, like when they're growing up,
That's-
that's like some of the first signs, like hurting animals.
Yeah.
Those are like
Isn't
serial
it-
killers
that's
out the womb.
Psychopath is what I think that term is, because it's like
Yeah.
a serial killer is somebody that's an accomplishment. That's not a psychiatric designation. That's like
Yeah.
you've killed a bunch of people, so
Right.
now you are a serial killer.
Uh-huh.
But a psychopath normally is a person that has the lack of empathy and emotion and still wants to harm and doesn't feel any of the harm they give.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you're saying they have psychopathic tendencies and then turn that into a professional career and then accomplish being a
Well, no,
serial killer.
I'm thinking. Well, I think that the kids who are microwaving birds, I think that they already have a bloodlust and they're gonna get caught quick because they're probably gonna have their first kill in their teens or something. Like
Unless
I feel
they
like
got good parents, because the thing is, you could be a psychopath with like really good supporting parents, and they could be like, "Look, I know you don't feel these things, but here's why there's wrong. This is wrong, and here's what's going to happen to you if you keep doing bad things like this."
and then they teach them forensics,
Oh my God!
and then
No matter which direction I take this, you're going to
Dexter.
take it back to
Yeah,
them.
yeah, for sure.
Going to Dexter.
But what's crazy about this also is like not only was he using like doctor skills to kill this person, this story also opens up the idea of a serial killer, not even a serial killer because they never caught him. What if he did this and was like, man, that was fucking awful. I'm never gonna do that again. I hated that. You know what I mean? Like you never see that perspective, like killing somebody, cutting them up, and being like, whew. I am never doing that again.
But
That
the thing
was
is, you would think
horrendous.
but you stop halfway through, like when like to cut somebody halfway through their body.
Section was a
Yeah,
lot of
you
work.
bisect, like that's a lot of work to cross,
You
and
ain't-
then drain all the blood.
You ain't never had sex with somebody.
Oh my God!
You ain't never
finished
had
the
sex
deed?
with somebody, and afterwards you were like, man, I shouldn't have done that. Like, but you went through the whole process, all the pumps, you finished, you did, all that, and it wasn't until later that day or the next day you were just like, man, I shouldn't have done that. It could have been like that.
I just love that you drew the parallel in your example for serial killing and killing somebody, dismembering them, and draining their blood is sex.
No, I'm saying that a lot of times people regret
Regrets.
things.
I know. I'm
They
just
don't
saying the
regret
first
things
thing that you pulled up
midway
was sex.
through. It could be like a good ass sandwich that you shouldn't be eating. If you're eating a fucking melt at 3 a.m., you might not take a few bites and be like, what am I doing? You might eat the whole thing and be like, I shouldn't have done that.
Okay, I'll take that. I'm good with that.
Know
So
what
I
I'm
do
saying?
have one other point I want to bring up about this that I think cannot be overlooked is that her name is the Black Dahlia, right?
Yeah.
Is that because
I don't think she was black.
that was my question? But it's also in Lamert Park.
Black Dahlia is a flower, ain't it?
Yeah, Dolly is a beautiful flower, but yes, it's definitely that's what it is. And she was white, I'm quite sure.
In Lamert Park?
I'm pulling up her picture.
Okay, I'm
but
just curious.
quite
I'm just
sure
saying
she was
because I
white.
don't know, like how racial demographics change over cities over years. So I don't know what Lamert Park was in the 40s here.
So you're just saying they called her a black victim, the Black Dahlia, the black flower.
Got it. I was curious. You know what I'm saying? Mostly because I got triggered from the Lamert Park area and all that kind of stuff. So, okay.
I mean, it seems like someone who would do all of that, cutting her in half, drawing the blood, would do this multiple times.
You would think.
That's why I'm wondering. Like, was this just a one and done, or did he switch up? Was he like, damn, they almost caught me because that was very surgical. I got to start killing people normally, and then he just started stabbing people regularly, and they were like, that couldn't have been connected to Black Dahlia.
Oh, there it is. Look.
Is this a real picture?
Yeah, it said it is. It's Getty Images too. It looks like it is.
Back when detectives were fly
It
as fuck.
says a photo of the crime scene of Elizabeth Short, also known as the Black Dahlia, shows 5 men gathered around inspecting the crime scene and the victim's
You
body.
see how the
taken
legs are
in
separate from the
January of 1947.
That's a real picture.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
Damn.
My theory is either what you just said or that there was something very personal about this.
Yeah, for
You
real.
know what I'm saying? Like either
I think she knew him. Yeah.
Well, it was about her or about somebody that she was important to. You know what I'm saying? Because you can be like, yo, you
Like a
didn't-
message?
Yes, like you give my fucking money, and he's just like, nah. Like, all right, I'm gonna take your daughter. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and
I got
the
your
nigga
daughter
could have
now.
been killed after doing this.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of things that could have happened around it, but this for me screams personal. This doesn't seem
Yeah.
like just like I'm killing just to kill. Like
Yeah.
it's like because the thing is, if you were killing just to kill, you'd leave no evidence. You know what I'm saying? Like you'd bury the body. You wouldn't just drain it of blood.
Oh, the
cut
fact
it
it
in
was
half.
like left out.
Yeah, it was purposely
Yeah.
left out to be found.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
makes it a personal thing. Whereas like if you're trying to be like Dexter and you hide everything, it's just like no, I killed because I enjoy doing this.
Right, and I don't wanna get
I
caught.
do not want to get caught. Like
That's a weird thing about serial killers. Like, it seems like a lot of them kind of want to be caught.
They want the attention.
They leave like little breadcrumbs and stuff. And this would be super scary in 1940s. Like, we now have like Netflix documentaries about serial killers, and we kind of like we have that information on our brains all the time, and we're kind of like used to it. We're sort of like jaded by it. But
Yeah.
back then, like, this was probably terrifying. And I also heard that like the people, like the city, when this story came out, I feel like they were really split in two about it.
I mean, oh wow. The look is what that hurts so much. I'm
There's
so
so much.
mad. Like you spent some good time setting that up to the city and everything. You know, they were really split in two about it. You know, split up about I can't with that. Can we move on? Like, can we do
Yes.
something else, please?
Yes.
That hurt.
But real quick, because I want to do this. I pitched this on Squadcast. I want to see how you guys feel about
Here
this.
we go.
Okay. I pitched my serial killer name and how I would do it.
Okay.
And I think it's pretty legit. Okay.
Let's go. What you got?
All right. What's up, guys? This podcast is sponsored by Factor, okay? Summer's here. More sun, more light, more time to do all the things that make summer so special. And the number one thing you don't want to be doing all summer? Spending hours cooking inside. And that's where Factor comes in. Factor is chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals are ready in just 2 minutes, and it takes all the hassle out of eating well. Now, if you're like me, you can't cook, okay? You can't cook, and the things that you can cook well aren't very healthy. And this is why Factor is a life changer, okay? Factor meals arrive fresh and ready to eat, which is perfect for any active lifestyle over summer and beyond, okay? This is not limited to just summer. You can eat Factor during the winter, okay? With 45 weekly menu options, you can pick gourmet meals that fit your summer gains and goals. And you can also choose from options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, Keto, and more. A lot of options, okay? Factor powers your days sun up to sundown. Nutritious breakfast, on-the-go lunches, premium dinners, and guilt-free snacks and desserts. Factor has your whole day covered. Why even have to think about food when Factor got you back, okay? So enjoy more this summer. Get Factor if you want all the flavor and none of the fuss. Okay. Now, if you're like me, you enjoy going to the gym, you have a busy schedule, and I don't know, just sometimes the day can get ahead of you and you forget to eat. And that usually leads to some bad eating decisions. Okay. But Factor got my back. Okay. In between shooting, in between gym sessions, all of that, I can enjoy some healthy food, and they got some pretty good shakes too. Okay. Don't sleep on the shakes. We haven't talked about that yet, but the Factor shakes are actually pretty fire. Okay. So get started now at factormeals.com/DIYS50off, okay? And use the code DIYS50off to get, you guessed it, 50% off plus free shipping on your first box, okay? Half off. You might as well try it. The code is DIYS50off at factormeals.com/DIYS50off for 50% off plus free shipping, okay? Factormeals.com/DIYS50off. Try it. You will not be disappointed. So,
I like this.
and you can think of yours. You could think of yours, okay? So I'm thinking my serial killer would be called the Mountain Lion, right? All right, hear me out. I'm only killing hikers. Hikers, to me, I like hiking, but it's kind of hilarious to me because it's like niggas walking into the woods on their own. You're doing like 75% of them niggas' job as a serial killer. So
That's
you
real.
got a bunch of hikers, loggers, whatever, niggas who are already in the forest. I kill all of them, but my weapon of choice, mountain lion jaws.
You know, you had me. The thing is,
What do you mean?
He had me.
What do you mean? How'd I lose you?
No, you had me up until like, because Pat, you're not gonna kill me with mountain lion jaws.
What?
You're not going to. That's what I'm letting you know. Like, think about the level of struggle you're gonna have to get through to kill somebody with that.
I don't think so. I don't think mountain lions struggle with it.
Because it's their jaws. Like, that's their weapon. As a human, that's not your weapon. That's a little thing that's in your hand. That's not your jaw. You don't have the ability to close the jaw the way a mountain lion does. You just don't. Like, the muscles that they have to be able to close that jaw. And first and foremost, mountain lions' jaws aren't that big. Like, how many times, like, can we look up how many times?
He just needs the teeth.
No, hold on. So my question is, let's find out how many people have been killed by mountain lions. Because mountain lions are pretty small when it comes to, like, big cats. Like, they don't really kill people. Like, leopards. Now, if you're like, I'm the leopard killer, I'd be like, all right, I get it. A leopard kills people all the time.
I don't think I would be killing anybody where there are leopards.
Right.
So people would be like, nigga, there are no leopards around here. Who did this? Boom.
So since
1890,
in the whole history of recorded
at
time,
least
29.
First of all, like she said, that's
nothing.
at least. That's the ones that the mountain lions haven't eaten. Number two, that's crazy good numbers. 20, 30 people
That's
in
not good
100
numbers.
years? That's pretty good.
That's 1 every 3 year average.
And that's just fatal attacks. That's not attacks. So
Look up leopards.
I would basically
look up how many people die from leopards because it's in the thousands.
I would be moving around. I would only have one per area. And the reason why that's
But how do you
smart,
attack? Is what I'm saying. You said you got little tiny jaws in your hands, so you're just gonna wait, jump down from a tree, and bite them in the back of the neck with it. What you gonna do?
Brennon's name.
Well,
Don't do
if
that.
If
Don't
I'm
do
a
that.
hiker, also, I could probably get close to a hiker without doing anything.
Yeah, of course.
I probably have more chance of killing a hiker than a mountain lion because a mountain lion, as soon as you see it, if you see it, you gonna make noises. You're more than likely to get away. You don't know I'm gonna do anything unless you racist. So I'm gonna walk next to you, gonna be like, "Hey, what's up? How you doing?" Or I might do the thing where I'm an injured hiker and people are like, "Oh, what happened?" Maybe two.
Are you gonna make
Boom,
sound?
boom,
Are you gonna
boom,
make sound
boom, boom,
effects too while you bite them? Is that?
But think about the body. Forensics comes through. Damn, a mountain lion. Fuck this nigga up. Case closed. I'm not looking for a person. Definitely not a nigga with dreads.
There's so many holes in this.
And then I can move. Nobody's
it was
looking
two mountain
for it.
lions. Why did two mountain lions attack together, one from
He
each
did
hand?
not ask you to tear his mountain lion.
He
thing
asked what we
apart.
thought.
No,
He asked what we thought.
I think it's still pretty
I think it's creative, but I
think it's
definitely don't think.
ironclad.
I think ironclad is the least thing that is.
Let's
but I
see
do
a
think it's
mountain
very
lion
creative.
skull.
Yeah. Oh, this is gonna fuck you up.
It's not. They're little bucket. They're not big
not-
cats.
they're not-
I haven't seen it.
small.
I haven't seen it either. Ooh,
It's good for hand holding.
man, that would kill the shit out of somebody.
I do not think so.
That would kill
Not
the
in your
shit out of
hand.
somebody.
Like, where you gonna even put your hand? Like, you have to hold it with two hands to do this. Like,
Okay, here's the adjustment. Mountain lion claws, mountain lion paws. So now
the paws
boom,
that does
now
help.
I
The paws
can
help.
beat them and scratch them and bite
That's a
them,
lot
and they'll
happening,
just be
Pat.
like, "Man, a mountain lion fucked this nigga up." I'm moving to the next area that has mountain lions, and then they're not gonna be like, "Damn, there was 20 mountain lion kills in this one area." No, mountain lion killings are happening across the. That's gonna be the first headline. Mountain lions are going crazy on us right now. It's gonna be a long time before they're like, "Oh shit, a nigga did this," right? Because ain't no ring cameras, ain't no CCTV out in the hiking areas, right? And hikers be small, man. When you be hiking, I don't be like passing by any diesel people. They be tiny
They
as
be in the
hell.
gym. The diesel people in the gym. The hikers are out there. Stretch
Mm-hmm.
your legs. So Pat's is very gruesome. I'm going to go for a much subtler way of killing, which would be definitely growing something in my garden.
oh goodness,
That's
That
traceable.
will-
she's
right?
thought about this before.
That
Go
will-
on.
Poison?
Oh yes, it will poison them. Yes.
That's probably the
So-
best way to do it.
Yeah, so it's definitely not going to be. They might not even know there's a serial killer out. You know, just like they have the heart attack gun and things like that. It mimics other things.
Ooh, you could have like a food truck that
Yeah.
moves and just like kills people. But it's kind of like illegal. You don't have an actual
Food like a
LLC.
license. Yeah.
But you just, selling little spots. People are coming out of the bar drunk. Oh, yeah, let me get a tamale. Dead in 24 hours. But can't they trace that back to you a little
Absolutely.
bit?
Absolutely.
Not always. It
Autopsy.
depends on what. It depends on what the toxin is.
I mean, what toxins can stay inside of you for longer than 24 or 30?
Exactly. There's toxins that leave your body really fast. There's toxins that mimic other things, other natural.
How far have you looked into this, Miss Ivy?
I've never looked into it.
Does it seem to you like she's never looked into
Poison
this before?
ivy.
I think she already had this plan.
Obviously, that's what it sounds like.
honestly
She's
think
like,
she
I could
ought
grow
to-
it in my garden. I could be doing it now.
What would be your killer name?
I do
Poison
have-
Ivy?
Yeah, that's easy, and
Low-hanging
I hadn't
fruit.
thought of anything. So yeah, y'all think of something. But I do have some toxic. I have some toxic things growing at my garden as a weed that I have to keep cutting down, which is nightshade. I mean,
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah.
but there's like different things are in the nightshade family. Like eggplant is in the nightshade family, so some people avoid those because they just mess with their body. But
Really?
there is
I didn't know that.
actual nightshade growing in my garden with the little berries and stuff. So
You figured out your method?
Well, I'm gonna stick in the animal kingdom like yours, for it to be more.
The
creative.
Headbutt Assassin.
I knew you. See, the thing is, you said. Remember what you said before we started? What'd you say? I told you wouldn't be able to do it, Pat. I told you couldn't do it. Just so everyone knows, before we recorded today, I was like, every single time I get on camera with Pat, this man flames me.
Can't prove that.
Every single time. It's on camera, Pat.
This wasn't. I mean, first of all, this isn't me being mean.
I never said mean.
I thought we were doing an activity right now.
And the activity was what, Pat?
I mean, obviously.
Did I tell you what you should have been?
The
Did I give you
murders
your
are
names?
ridiculous. I had mountain lion jaws. I was just saying.
So how
like,
did that fit? So tell me how you got the headbutting.
But
how do we get there?
But think about it. Headbutts don't leave fingerprints.
No. You're not answering the question.
I'm just saying.
You're
like,
not answering the question,
The
Pat.
detective will be like, this man's
My question is,
forehead is shattered.
how did you look at me and say, man, Brennon should be the headbutt assassin?
Because it's unique.
So there's nothing about me that says I should be headbutting people?
No.
No. Okay. So
There's
no
nothing about
roasting
me
in there.
that says I should use mountain lion jaws.
All right. So like I
My
was
whole
saying,
thing was, I was just saying like unique ways to kill, and there would be no trace. It would
I'm
be like,
going
damn,
to
this
first-
man took one headbutt and shattered every bone in their body, and we don't know who did it.
I think actually them to death.
we don't know who did it.
So first and foremost, I stand by what I said. You can't help yourself. You cannot help yourself.
I don't think that was
You
me.
can't help yourself.
I don't think
and
that was
so
me.
what mine was gonna be the killer whale, because I love whales first and foremost. So if you didn't know that about me,
That your name is the killer whale.
name is the killer whale. That's my killer. That's my thing.
I'm into it.
So I only go after people that are boating at night, and marinas or around marinas and
that are
things like
half
that.
black, half white. Only mixed victims.
That is crazy. That is like the ability to be able to know that that's what it is from underwater is insane. I'll say that. Because what I was saying is doing is like you attack boats, because there's killer whales that have been attacking boats off of the coast of Spain and like disabling them, like just messing them up. There's like a whole area now where like sailboats don't go to off the coast of Spain because they know that the killer whales are gonna bite off their rudders. So they become
so you mind control the whales.
No. I'm gonna get in the water. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you're the whale?
So just like you're the mountain lion, so you say I'm gonna kill it. Like I'm gonna get in the water and I'm going to put a hole in the bottom of people's boats, so the boat starts to sink. They get in a dinghy or they get in the water and then take them under, and drown them, and then they die.
Brennan's aerodynamic. Come
Huh?
on.
What'd you say?
I said you're aerodynamic.
Thank you,
Underwater.
Hippie.
You're
I appreciate
welcome.
that.
So you headbutt the boat from underneath. These are genuine. I don't know how to make a hole in a boat.
I mean, look, I'm gonna be on that Batman show, a little charge or something like that. It's something I don't know, like
Killer whale jaws.
killer whale jaws. There you go.
I think I'm onto something with
the
this.
jaws. You're not on anything with this.
I think I'm onto something.
I would say like some form of blunt instrument that could like put a hole in the bottom of the boat. So the people are like, what the hell was that? What did we hit? Is kind of the energy what I would expect. But boom, what was that? What did we hit? So I don't know. Like, let's see. And it's just like the water starts filling. Oh shit, Mayday. You gotta figure this out. And then they're like, all right, they get into a smaller boat and then you just take them out. You just, in that point, I'm just pull you in and pull you under. Or you have to get into the water. Because most like smaller boats don't have dinghies.
What if there's a survivor that was like, yeah, it was a black dude. It wasn't a whale at all.
Prove it. It's nighttime on the water.
They're gonna be like, a black dude was not swimming out
First,
here.
exactly.
So they're gonna say that. But Brennon, how are you killing?
I'm drowning them.
You're gonna just hold
Pull
them
them
under
under.
so they drown.
I'm actually a ridiculously good swimmer. So
But it's a boat's worth of people, and you're just going one by
only
one.
one person. One person dies.
Oh, you're attacking boats out at night with one person on them.
No, it's boats out at night with one person on them. That would be the preferred. But if it's more than one people, I only kill one. So we get into the confusion. It's the boat sinking, all kind of stuff. Find the person that's off, away from the other people or whatever. Just bring them under. They're done. You know what I'm saying? And then that's it. And they just float. Now a corpse is floating. Like, dang, they couldn't swim or they didn't survive or what happened? Who knows?
But they'll find him with no. See, this is why mine's better. They're gonna find him with no evidence of a whale. it's just going to be a drown victim. You know?
Yeah, but you do it in an area where the whales are already attacking boats.
So the whales can fuck you up. And
Absolutely.
now the killer whale,
But whales don't attack humans in the water.
they don't?
Not killer whales, no. There's not a single recorded incident in human history outside in the ocean.
There also wasn't a nigga specifically swimming in killer whale waters.
No, I mean there
Every night.
Actually, looks it up. Put it in the wild.
I'm not mad at this one.
There are no documented cases of wild orcas killing humans.
So why would they think that they killed the person you killed?
They think they sank the boat. They do that. And then they just happen to drown.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just so happens that they drown. It's like, yeah, when boat sinks, people drown. That's what happens.
This seems pretty difficult.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty difficult to stalk people with jaws of a lion and try to kill them with them.
Yeah, but you like trying to scuba dive at night in water. It's pretty tough.
I mean,
also, how do you get your boat close enough to theirs to start swimming?
Oh, it's not going to be a boat. I'm going to have one of those submersible things that, like, you know, those powered things that you can swim with. You ever seen those things? So
You're going to die before getting any victims. That's the craziest part.
Nah, bro. People do this. Like, you ever seen like the movies? Like, I mean, they have like these little things that are like little motorized underwater things that just have a rebreather. So just do scuba diving gear and a little thing. You can go faster, as fast as any boat.
That's scary.
I just keep thinking about Pat jumping out and go like, rawr.
What if I use the mountain lion jaws in the water? They don't know what the hell happened. They'd be like, a mountain lion attacked this nigga in the 7 seas.
They can be like, how did this mountain lion scratch in 4 different directions? Like, why did it bite like this? You know, I've never seen it bite like this before. Like, wow, I don't know. His jaw was just unhinged. How'd that happen?
All right, we went off. Let's do the other conspiracy corner.
All right.
I was excited about this because I've actually been.
Okay.
This second one also happened. I mean, these are all in California, but this was in San Jose. This was the Winchester Mystery House. Sarah Winchester, the heiress to the Winchester rifle fortune, lost her husband and baby. She consulted a psychic who told her she was cursed by the spirits of those killed by Winchester rifles. Now, for reference, the Winchester rifle was the first mass-produced rifle, so it was responsible for a lot of deaths. And she was basically like, man, the owner of this rifle is getting these hauntings, which is crazy to me. Like, even in the Black Dahlia story, she haunts the hotel she was last seen at. And I wonder why ghosts just don't haunt the person who killed them. Like, these spirits are coming from out of town to haunt this house. You know what I mean? Like, I just never got the ghost logic of haunting the last place instead of the person who did it. But I digress. The creepy angle. To keep the ghost confused and at bay, she began building a mansion in 1884 and never stopped. For 38 years, the house has stairs that lead to ceilings, doors that open to brick walls or drops, windows and floors, 160 rooms, some hidden, a seance room with a secret entrance. The conspiracy is, was she actually haunted or just mentally unwell and mega rich? Does she know something about the spiritual world we don't? Was the design random or a coded message or spiritual map? And that's so, like, yeah, I took a tour of this and it's trippy because, first of all, no disrespect, the house sucks, okay?
It sounds
You gonna
like
have to
she
tell
built-
me.
Sounds like she built Hogwarts. Like,
No, but
just
that's the
doing
thing. At least Hogwarts is cool looking. Like, if I had infinite money and I was haunted by ghosts that wanted me to keep building my house would be fucking fire. Unless they were like specifically like, yeah, make this door go nowhere and make this staircase go to the ceiling.
I'm saying this actually probably ranks for me on like one of the highest, like the whitest things I've ever heard of.
It is.
Like, this truly goes up to the highest level of that shit. Like, unlimited money and then built the most useless house.
Right.
And nobody stopped her. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Which is crazy because it's like, why wouldn't the ghost say, hey, you're rich, spend this money on my family since I'm dead because of your rifles.
Yeah.
She could have been like a tycoon in donations, you know, but instead she did the white thing,
said
the
tycoon
whitest
in
thing,
donations.
the whitest thing possible, and just worked on her own house.
Not a philanthropist, a tycoon in donation.
Like,
just want to make sure that's what she would be.
Why is this the only time in history where ghosts request construction? Like, do they normally do
I don't
this?
think-
And
so
people
I-
are like, I can't afford it.
I didn't interpret it. Well, I didn't interpret it that way. For me,
She's
it
trying
feels
to
like
confuse them.
that's what I'm saying. She's building it to confuse the ghost, not because they're telling
It's
her to
a
build it.
ghost. Do they care about stairs or seance
Well,
rooms?
they're trying
They're
to
walking
follow-
through walls. They don't care that you made a door. They
Look.
went outside. It's not like they're going to be like, whoa, and
Does-
fall and take damage.
Does she sound like a reasonable person to you?
I think she was mentally unwell. She
Yeah.
lost her husband and baby.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just like a thing. Like she just wanted to keep working on it. Like how some people get like lost in certain projects.
Like gardens and stuff.
So Pat, hey, watch
What?
it.
Huh?
So Pat, but you said you've been there. Like,
Yeah.
so this place is just a tourist destination at this point?
Yeah.
Like, does her family own it? It's still owned by the Winchesters?
I don't
what they
know.
told
I
you
mean,
on the tour.
it's definitely not like lived in. It has like a staff and a front desk and all that kind of stuff. So it's definitely mainly for tours. Nobody like actually lives there anymore. I don't even know if the Winchester family is still going. Are they? She had a baby.
I mean, they still make guns and stuff. But yeah, that's true.
No,
I
no,
mean,
the guns
but
are
her
still
husband,
happening.
I guess, if they had
Is
other
it still a family-owned
siblings in the
company?
family. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it could be a public
I don't
company
know.
now. That's the thing. It's like it might still carry the name and be a publicly traded company. It's not a family.
I mean, if you can make money off mental illness, God, like there should be so many rich people right now.
No, for real. And honestly, like there's a lot of mental illnesses that were taken as paranormal, you know, like schizophrenia and
Absolutely.
bipolar and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
People just sort of like wrapped ghosts and all that stuff in there. So, I mean, I think, is it creepy? Absolutely. Like, does it have a certain weight in there? For sure. They even do like nighttime flashlight tours that I was kind of interested in. But I mean, honestly, like, I could tell a story. You're kind of prepped for it to be scary. I could tell a story about this studio to somebody who's never been in there. And if it was detailed enough, I feel like they would walk in here and feel some type of way and feel like it was creepy. So did it feel haunted? It looked haunted. So it was
did
like
it
that.
feel
It was
haunted,
that
though?
odd. No, I mean, like, no, I was super into
Wait,
it. Like,
have
I
you
was,
ever been somewhere where you felt it was haunted?
Yeah, my house.
Your house where you live now?
No. But when I grew up, my family lived in 3 places, and 2 of them were haunted.
Wow. Okay.
Mhm. Old ass houses. So I've seen ghosts. Everybody in my family has seen ghosts. We've seen. For me, it was mostly poltergeist. I've only seen like 2 or 3 ghosts.
What's the difference between a ghost and a poltergeist?
Poltergeist is just sounds and stuff and moving stuff around. Like it doesn't appear in front of you.
Got it.
So like if this started floating around and
So wait,
things
you've seen
were
shit float and
moved-
stuff like that?
I've never seen anything float. No.
So what have you seen?
It's like footsteps, things being thrown, shadows.
Was that not terrifying?
Yes, super scary.
Okay.
But I mean,
you're like,
it
time to
was-
go to bed, guys.
It was one of those things that is kind of like, you know how like when you're used to seeing fucked up stuff, you don't really know until you tell somebody who's never seen fucked up stuff.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah,
oh
yeah.
shit, I'm a little jaded to this.
It reminds me
I
like
feel
it's
like
like you can have
poltergeist-
juice anytime you want at home. You know what I'm talking about? I'm sorry,
I
go
feel like
ahead.
poltergeists are mean. Like when I hear the word poltergeist, I have like a bad connotation with it. Like they're trying to
Yeah.
like get you out of there. Like,
I'd be thinking they're bored though, because if they could really move stuff and they wanted to get you out of there, they'd throw a knife at you. But what do? Turn the faucet on, like nigga. You just made me
That's
stand
funny.
up.
Yeah. So, you know what?
But-
Maybe they just want to be known. It's like, hey, I'm here. Turn the faucet on. Like, what's up, bro? Pay me some honor. Give me a ritual.
Here's how I feel like I saw through the
Quit jacking off so much when you're home alone.
I feel
I'm
like
here.
the way I saw through the curtain here was I'll talk to the staff and I'll be like, have you seen a ghost? And their reaction is either one of 2 things. It's either like, yeah, I have, but it wasn't that crazy. Or they just take that deep breath where they're like, I haven't, but everybody here is like wanting to see something, you know?
Yeah.
And they're about to either tell you a lie or that nothing happened, and they're like kind of hesitant to do it because they don't want to take you out of it. You know,
Right.
if you're on a tour, like, oh, this is haunted, so much history,
Yeah.
and then you ask the guy, like, have you ever seen anything? And they're like, I've been here 20 years, I've never seen a damn thing. You'd be like, oh.
Oh, I'm not telling anybody else to come here.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's how I feel like I saw that, like, okay, this place isn't haunted. But a couple of them said they felt little tugs or they saw something, but those felt like little things to just keep us like, ooh, okay.
I wouldn't be mad at a little tug.
I
every
never
once in a
want
while.
to see a ghost ever.
Hey, they out here. All right, let's go to the last one because I've never actually heard of this one. This is called
This is the Dark Watchers.
the Dark Watchers. Okay. St. Lucia Mountains in Central California. Since the Chumash tribe's time, travelers and hikers in the Santa Lucia Mountains have reported seeing tall, shadowy figures, which are called the Dark Watchers. Always seen from a distance, they stand motionless on mountain ridges at dusk or dawn, often with hats and capes. Okay, that kind of made it less scary. The creepy angle. Here's the thing.
Because it described the clothes.
That's what. See,
That's what I'm saying. You did it. I was like, you didn't even realize. Okay, that was
Nigga had
great.
a top
That was
hat
great.
on and a cape. You'd
That's
be like,
amazing.
Bro, what era are you from? Here's the thing. When you try to get close, they vanish. No footsteps, no trace, just gone. Who's seen them? Author, that's our it's convenient. An author,
Yep.
John Steinbeck, mentioned them in a story.
That's a famous author, isn't
Yes,
it?
he's very famous.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know that name.
Outsiders, yeah.
Yeah, I know that name.
I've never heard of him.
That's all right. You can
I
read.
do believe
Pick up a
so.
book, nigga. Yeah. We know you don't read, Pat. Please continue trying to read.
Even poet Robinson Jeffers wrote about them. Modern hikers still report sightings, especially when hiking solo.
Oh,
Boom.
I see him.
The conspiracy. Some believe they're ancient interdimensional being. Okay.
This one, I'm gonna be honest. This is by far the most like bullshit one. Like it's like not even close. And the reason I say that is like people are seeing shadows on the side of mountains while they're hiking. Like get the fuck out of here, man. Like
It says some believe they're ancient interdimensional beings guarding sacred lands. Okay.
yeah.
Others think they're mass hallucinations caused by electromagnetic fields. And there's always the alien theory, cloaked observers using light bending tech.
If they're light bending tech, then we wouldn't see their shadows. Like bending light around you means there's no shadow. That's what that means.
Tell the truth.
Like by physics, that says that's not true. But who am I?
I don't know why people think aliens would come all the way over here
Just to look at us.
to look at somebody in a creepy way and then disappear real quick and just be like, yeah, they're gonna write about this shit.
Well, like in Marvel, there's the Watcher. Do you think things like that exist? That's just.
But nobody knows the Watcher's watching them. You know what I'm saying?
Right, I didn't ask that.
Right.
I asked, do you think something like that exists?
I mean,
That
that's like a God question.
What
Do you
is
believe in
this?
God?
Who is this?
the Watcher.
Yeah, he has like
What movie?
infinite-
Is this comics or movies?
Yeah, it's Marvel, the Marvel universe. The Watcher is like an omnipotent, like a very powerful being that has the ability to see everything that's happening in the universe, past, present, and
can't
future at the same time.
interact, yeah.
Can't change it, can't interact. But occasionally, shit goes so bad or is about to go so bad that
He might say something.
Yeah, he might just pop in and be like, "Hey, you might not want to eat that," and then just come back out.
That's
like,
crazy. I've never heard of
But
that.
when he pops in, like shit's about to go really bad.
Yeah.
Marvel would make a character like that and then have an issue where like Daredevil defeats him. Just
No,
like
it's-
one instance of like.
But he's not a bad guy. He's
Like
a good
Deadpool.
guy.
Anything.
No, but at the same time, you are actually right because every time the Watcher pops in my experiences, like whatever the villain is at that point ends up beating the Watcher's ass.
That's what's crazy about comics is like at the end of the day, it is a bunch of writers that's just like, all right, we need another story. And like, what if Deadpool killed God?
yeah, pretty much.
It doesn't match with anything else, but
Yeah.
just this time, why not?
It's in the What If series. All right, to correct myself, John Steinbeck did not write The Outsiders. That was S.E. Hinton, but he did write Of Mice and Men.
I knew
I
knew
was
they
like-
did something very famous.
Yeah, this one is cool because I've never heard of it. But I mean, what does it say? Hikers and an author.
Yeah,
Psalm?
I think this falls.
And a poet.
This is those type like there's conspiracy theories that catch my like most conspiracy theories do not catch my attention. This one does not because for me I was like there's nothing believable about
You
this.
don't think
Well-
so? There's creepy stuff in mountains. Think about like the Appalachian Mountains and things like that. There's always creepy stuff.
I get it, but
happening
I'm
in
saying
mountains.
like what we're talking about here isn't like anything that happened or anything that anybody's actually like experiencing. Like what they're saying is like shadows, and I'm like, all right, so mountains are ridges. Shadow people. So mountains are a series of ridges that have crazy shadows, regardless, because of how the sun hits them at different angles at different times of the year.
But
And now
looking
we
like
have a
people?
conspiracy theory about fucking shadows.
They're in a cape and a hat though.
You can imagine the human brain, especially after you are aware
about
of the
that part.
possibility of somebody else ever seeing this, your brain will create whatever it wants to. You know what I'm saying?
Our brains definitely do a lot of stuff because I've been like in China speaking Mandarin to Chinese people and they looked at me and said, I don't speak English. And I said, I'm not speaking English.
Yes.
Damn.
I'm speaking Mandarin.
Yes.
And because they just saw my face and
Right.
just assumed
That's
I
like when
wasn't
the red
speaking.
line under something you misspell, like you right click it and it's like, I don't know what you're trying to
That
say.
is the worst feeling in the world. That is the most like when I talk about demoralized. Like I've not sent entire text messages because of that. Like the little red line happens, and I'm just like,
I'll
you know what?
just
Fuck it.
switch
Like, this
it to
wasn't
something
important.
else.
No, I'm done with the whole thing because I'm like, I don't know how to even try to spell that better.
One thing I completely scanned over is they stand motionless on mountain ridges at dusk or dawn. So literally like
right at the
sunset,
time you
sunrise.
have long shadows.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like, and mountain ridges are jagged, and it's like, all right, so all I need to do to be jagged to look like a person is do this. You know what I'm saying?
The only believable part is the Chumash tribe.
Just because they said Native Americans are part of it, you're like, I'm in.
If it's a sacred Native American land, I will believe any ghost story ever, because if anybody deserves to haunt anybody, it's on Native American land.
I'll say
and I
this.
think there's a reason why most like TV studios build things on like every haunting or something. At the end, when they figure out stuff, it's like, oh, these were Native American
burial
burial.
grounds,
It's like
yeah.
the best. It's the best backstory.
You can't mess with it. Yeah, you
because
can't
it's
mess
like,
with that.
yeah, they were here for a long time and were removed horribly.
Yep. They removed absolutely horribly. The funny thing is, Shumash is a client of, is the past client of Transit Pictures.
The whole tribe?
Well, no, they have a casino, the Shumash Casino. And so we did marketing content for them. So as soon as you said Shumash, I was just like, I've been there before. Like,
Did Native Americans, like, was gambling big in Native American culture
No.
before America?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, this is just one of those things. They're like, and you can have that. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all can.
That's crazy.
Y'all are sovereign, so you can. Here's what can we do that because we're sovereign that you can't. It's like, well, we can gamble, like because you can't gamble anywhere else you want to do.
Okay. How much time we got left? Hippie, we done?
We've been going for about an hour, but we were talking a little bit before I rolled before we actually introduced.
Oh, okay.
I want to talk about Pat Geo, but whatever.
Well, you want an animal story?
Yeah, let's do this.
I mean, I'm super excited about this one. Okay, so we're gonna do one more story, and this one is kind of crazy. This is about an armadillo that shot somebody.
An armadillo that shot somebody.
not
I
really.
love the issue framing here. Incredible. Please
Yeah.
tell me more.
I mean, that's the headline, and then you read it, and you're like, oh, that's not really. So a man tried shooting an armadillo, but its armor deflected the bullet right back to the man in the face.
Wow.
First of all, I don't think armadillos are celebrated enough. It's a very cool animal.
They are like it's the most like people are like what are
It's
like
so
real life
dope.
Pokemon? Armadillo.
Right. It sounds like a
100%.
Pokemon. Like
Looks
the
like a
fact
Pokemon.
It can turn into a ball and roll. Like, is that not
Look at his
sand shrew?
claws. Look at his claws.
That's sand shrew.
It is Sandshrew.
My sister saw one on a walk yesterday. She lives in Texas, and she sent us a video.
Oh wow.
Yeah, apparently they're pretty normal some places, but
Yeah.
I mean I've only seen one in Costa Rica. It
Oh,
had like
fun.
a little nest, and then it rolled up. Very, very, very cool animal. I wish we had them in LA. But here's the story. According to police reports, the man spotted the armadillo on his property late at night and fired 3 rounds from a .38 caliber revolver.
Can I
First
stop you
of
there
all,
for a
that's
second?
a crazy reaction.
Thank you. I was like, can we stop there for a second? My man saw a harmless armadillo in his yard, and he was just like, get the gat. Like,
That's
and not even like a
crazy.
shotgun or a rifle. He put out a handgun to shoot an armadillo. Handguns are meant for people. Like, let's be honest. Like,
Why?
Well, I mean, it's just like the way that they're designed.
Oh yeah, people don't be hunting with handguns.
No, you don't hunt with handguns. Like, you don't do that. They're designed to be like the idea of what a handgun is supposed to take out another person.
Was it invasive? Like, do armadillos like be fucking gardens up and stuff? Like, what the hell did it?
I don't know. Like,
why was
they
the
got
first
those
thing
claws.
to shoot it.
Yeah, I'm saying. I feel like you just go kick it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, pick it up and take it off of your property. One of the bullets bounced off of the armadillo's armored plating, a natural defense made of bony plates known as osteoderms, and rebounded directly back into the man's jaw. Oof.
whew.
He was airlifted to a nearby hospital where he had to undergo surgery for the injury. Strangers of the armadillo's fate was...
It escaped or died because authorities couldn't find it. They couldn't figure out if it hurt it or if it survived. Like, what happened to the armadillo? They have no
got
idea.
it. Oh, man.
Yeah, I wanted to know that too, right? Like, did the armadillo survive? Like, was he like walking away, like laughing, like, gotcha,
Right.
gotcha, bitch?
Can we look up how strong armadillo armor is?
Yeah, I'm into that.
But
You
I
know-
mean, even if he took the L, like, he gave it back. He didn't
You know-
kill the dude, which is cool.
I would love to see you pick up an armadillo because seeing you pick up animals really works well. You know, Pat?
It says here bulletproof.
Pat, what's wrong? Why you get so quiet?
I mean, I pick up every animal with no problem. So
Oh, you do?
I understand why you said that.
Okay, great, fantastic.
Guys, we got a show coming out. A nature show.
Wow, what a transition. We have a nature show coming
We
out.
got a nature show coming out.
Yeah, we
and,
do.
Yeah, some things happen on it.
Yeah, man. I produced the nature show with Pat in Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was a good time, Pat.
It was great.
It was a
fun.
great time.
It's very fun.
Pat picked up some animal. He got chased by bears.
Mm-hmm.
You saw wolves. You had your bottle sucked dry.
What the heck?
Did you not?
I fed a moose milk from a bottle.
Did you?
Yeah.
That was your direct quote, was it not? That moose sucked my bottle dry.
I mean,
That was a direct quote.
It's a long time ago. I don't know.
No, you don't know. Okay, well, it's on video. That's the coolest part. That's what
Moose
you said.
are huge. Oh
Yeah,
my
they were.
gosh.
Yeah, they're baby moose. And
They were baby moose.
They were very
like,
big.
They were bigger than horses.
Yeah, and they were very
Moose are
aggressive
huge.
about
Oh my
eating.
gosh.
Pat enjoyed it.
Back to these armadillos, okay?
Oh wait, no, you want to talk more about the nature show, Pat?
No, it's just, Black to Nature coming out soon.
Watch it when it comes out.
Watch it when it comes
You
out.
seem embarrassed about something, Pat. What's going on?
I had a great time.
Nothing embarrassing happened.
I think it was a really good piece of work.
I
Oh.
don't think Pat gets embarrassed by things that much.
Oh, really?
To be honest. Yeah.
You don't think so?
I don't.
No.
No, I don't.
I don't think he gets embarrassed easily, but he definitely gets embarrassed.
That's what I said. Not that much. I don't think he's.
Oh,
gets
yeah.
embarrassed.
So I just like to put out there, there's absolutely a moment in that show that Pat absolutely is embarrassed about. Look at his face.
I don't think it was embarrassing.
You don't think it was embarrassing?
I'm promoting the show right now. I don't know why I would I don't know why I would promote it.
Oh my God. Because the rest of the show is amazing. And that's also, it's just good content. You recognize that.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen Pat react like this before?
I'm not
I
reacting.
know what it is. So
I'm not reacting.
You're not
So-
reacting? Okay, cool.
I'm excited for the project to come out and make a lot of people happy. You know?
I'm sure it
Alaska's
will.
a very beautiful place.
Yeah, and you made the animals really happy too.
Hey, I do what I can. That was
Yeah.
that was the purpose of me being there, right?
Moving nature forward.
He's making it seem like I fucked a dog on
Right?
this show.
Is it that far? Is it that far?
It's
Pat?
insanely far from that. It's nowhere near that. Let's go back to these armadillo shells are tough and can withstand impacts from natural predators and even deflect bullets in some cases. This happened more than once.
Yeah, I say.
It
Why
says-
are people shooting armadillos? That's making me angry.
While stories
I mean,
of bullets
people
bouncing off
shoot
armadillos,
animals,
this is
I
not
guess.
guaranteed
Yeah.
outcome is more likely due to the angle of impact and the specific type of ammunition.
Yeah, I mean, 38 is. I mean, I don't think. I don't think. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's some calibers that would tear through a armadillo, but I don't know. I've never even thought about shooting an armadillo, so that's kind of crazy. But I mean, if you're thinking about what it's designed for and withstanding certain bite forces, like I don't know, usually like some predators' bite force is pretty impressive. Oh wait, what the bones aren't the armor? Isn't the bones? I thought there was part of the bones.
No, it said it was keratin.
Yeah. Oops, sorry.
So that I was just reading. It said that
Yeah,
it's
that's what
it's
I-
like keratin, which
Yes.
is like the same stuff our nails are made out of. I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa, what?
So
Yeah.
if anybody tries to shoot you, just give them the finger.
That armadillo
Deflect
is
that.
that that
No, so,
armadillo
like, you gotta
is
think
dead
about-
as
It's
fuck.
layers of keratin.
Yeah, it's like layered on layered on layered on layered on layered.
Sure.
Like, I mean, it worked. Obviously, you can. You know what I'm saying? My man's got surgery on his jaw because he tried to shoot armadillo,
This is very random.
or he's covering something else up that happened. He shot
Have
himself
you
in the
ever
jaw.
seen a pangolin?
Of course, the ones that look like they're shy, about to ask you something.
Yeah.
You're just like going like
Have you
this.
heard about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
Are they related to armadillos?
They have
They're
to be.
aardvark. They're in the aardvark family.
Oh.
Arthur.
I tell you, that looks like a Pokemon as well.
No, those are dope.
People be
I'm
eating
just.
these.
I'm tripping that
People eat those?
I'm tripping that the bullet came back. Like, it wasn't like lodged or like went pink. Like it came back and he was airlifted. It wasn't just like, oh damn, I gotta go to the hospital.
It hit
he
him
was
in the face
airlifted.
and the jaw, though.
Right, but it's not like it was just like, oh damn, I got shot in the jaw. Let me drive to the hospital.
Well,
like he was
I mean,
really hurt.
He's shooting
was a 38,
he's
bro.
shooting an armadillo. He's in the country somewhere where he couldn't drive to a hospital. They had to airlift this dude.
And it was a
because-
38. If a 38 hits you in the jaw, bro, it's not like it's a little 22.
Sure, but I'm just saying like the armadillo might have survived because it wasn't like it was lodged in or something like that. If it bounced off, he probably just had like a limp that day and just kept going. But it bouncing off and going back,
Yeah, the angle
near-
of that's the hard.
That's
I agree with that
trippy.
because you gotta imagine if you're like pointing down and shooting at an armadillo, and it bounces directly back to you. It's like, what is the angle? You know what I'm saying? Like, how does
Right.
that? I don't understand the physics of that.
I would think he was doing it point blank, like he walked up to it and did this, and it just went pa-ting. But
Even still, like if you just think about it, it's like I'm throwing a little ball at this armadillo.
I'm so mad
What?
I'm so mad that he was shooting at it. Like,
Oh, he got what he
that's
wanted.
so
Why you mad? He
stupid.
got what he deserved.
That's true.
I bet you don't do that shit again.
That's
I bet you
crazy.
don't do it again.
He's gonna be like, I got shot before. How?
Yeah.
Nah, don't worry about it.
Exactly. Don't talk about it.
Nigga got hit
No,
back.
we don't talk about Bruno.
Armadillo get back is insane.
I
I like this animal even more now.
I'd like to propose that we honorarily give this name of this armadillo to be Bruno,
Bruno?
so he don't talk about him.
Okay. I feel that.
Cause
What do you think would happen if you headbutt an armadillo when it was fully rolled? Like when it was fully protected?
I don't know, Pat. What do you think would happen?
Do you think it would ricochet like the bullet?
My head,
Or do you think it would
my
kill-
head would ricochet like a bullet.
You think you would kill it? I don't think you would kill it. This is more of a conversation about the armadillo than you, if you think about it.
No,
I'm
take your time. Go on.
gauging,
Get in there.
gauging between potential predators.
I told you he can't help himself.
Um,
He can't. He tried. He did really good today, though.
I don't think I said anything mean this whole episode.
You
He
did
said
it.
you could headbutt the bottom of a boat open, but not an armadillo.
I don't think any of that stuff was mean-hearted. I think that was all really on topic and
Yeah.
just pushing the conversation forward.
Oh, thank you so much for that, Pat. I really do appreciate that.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you
Wow.
guys so much for watching yet another episode of Damn Internet You Scary. I'd like to thank my lovely guest co-host, Mr. Brennon, and of course Hippie for the stories
It's my
and
birthday.
and
Happy
it's her
birthday,
So you
Hippie.
guys better spam
Thank
her
you.
page with happy birthdays and different emojis of different vegetables.
She likes those.
Hey, send some eggplants.
As, put those.
Oh, the
Nah,
eggplant.
don't do that
She
one.
wants the eggplants. All
Maybe
right,
just
y'all.
like
Birthday
some
time,
cabbage.
y'all.
Yeah, some tomatoes.
So yeah, cabbage and tomatoes and stuff like that. But as always, I've been Patrick Cloud, and we will see you guys next week.
Peace.
Later, y'all.